like it, learn to love it, because it is the best thing going.
And welcome back to Brian. You've been playing around with something, huh? A little hey. Chat GPT there.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Boundary Corner podcast, a part of the College Huddle Network, with my partners Brian Siegler and Jonathan Talley. I'm Curtis Wilson, and we are brought to you by Moments on the Maury. Need a weekend getaway, but still want to make it to Blacksburg for one of those, 6 home games next year? Moments of the Maury might be what you're looking for. Owned by a proud Hokie. Y'all have met him on this program before. Located just outside Lexington with a little over hour drive. Everything you need or you can think about with a river getaway, fishing, kayaking, a little hiking, relaxing, and having a cold one by the river. Check out the link in the comments section or visit the Instagram page, Moments on the Maury. Welcome back, boys.
Hey. This is the first time we queued it up since State of the Program.
And
how we feeling? How we feeling?
It's been that ain't that long ago.
2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks.
It's that time of year. Well, it's a new year. It's 2025. Last time we all got together here. I mean, not counting phone calls and text messages, which are by the hundreds nowadays, but yeah, first time all year. Definitely going to be a good time tonight. A ton to unload. Tally, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good. We're feeling good. Maybe everybody can quit asking if we got a quarterback, because we do. Knew it was going to happen sooner or later. Glad it finally happened. Stop asking. We got quarterback. QB1 is in the building. Negotiations are done, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours.
There we go.
So we're feeling good.
You know what? When you get a quarterback one in the building, you gotta celebrate a little bit. And I think this was one of those things where it's like this has been a done deal for a while, but it just took a little bit to kind of get it into that official. Put it on the timeline, throw it up, celebrate it across the board. And people got a little antsy. As we were working through that process. I don't know if we'll ever know exactly what the reason for kind of that week and a half gap between that first announcement from national media that Grunk was expected to sign with the Hokies until we finally get this announcement today. I'm glad it happened today because we get to talk about it tonight. That's all I care about.
Brian, you said week and a half. It seemed like it was a year and a half. Every day. 9 million. Whoever Chewbacca Hokie is or whatever his name is, he was tweeting at Kobe every day. Matter of fact, he was so into it that he tweeted today and said, "Kobe, where's Grunk?" And he was already committed. It was already done.
Hey, pay no attention.
Yeah, then he just went back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it."
My bad, I missed the announcement.
I have been constantly.
You should have had new tweets from Grunk on alert.
On alert as soon as that thing hit, and it hit the Instagram first, but. We got a lot of other stuff to unload on the back end, but let's hit the big news because it was something during State of the Program we talked about quite a few times. Tally, you even said in January we want to have another State of the Program because of all the people leaving and all the people coming in. And man, it has been fast and furious. And like both Tally and Siegler just said a second ago, the quarterback is now on lock. Ethan Grunkmeyer, everything committed. Tally, you were right. It felt like a year ago. It did feel like a year to Virginia Tech. And then finally he makes his announcement today. And, as you take a look, just go back. First of all, he was a redshirt freshman last year where he did play at Penn State, played in 7 games, went 4-3 in those games. 70% completion percentage, a little over 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 picks as a redshirt freshman. That was really his first game action. I think he played like one game, like 10 snaps his redshirt year. So he got baptized by fire after Lar gets down, and we take a look at him. Y'all, it's been a long, long time since we had a quarterback ranked this high. And when I say that, he was the number 8 quarterback on 247 in 2024, with top 100 player nationally. I mean, composite 5-star, composite 4-star off the board, and we're not talking like 94-star. We're talking 95. We're talking like he was creeping potentially be almost 5. So y'all kind of mentioned how you feel. Now, obviously, we watched the Clemson game and some of the other games, and to this day, he is the quarterback that has come closest to unseating Indiana this year, if not for the toe tap. So I don't know which one of y'all want to start it, but what have y'all seen on tape? What you like? What you're worried about with Ethan?
Tally, I'm gonna let you ride on this one first. I know you got a lot to.
You got some feelings on it, Tally. You've been sharing them with us.
Oh no, man. I think he's of course a young quarterback. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I just worry about what we put in front of him for next year, as far as offensive line goes. But again, I've got confidence that we'll get something right. We'll get it right enough, because from what I've watched, he's not very mobile. I don't want to call him a statue, but he's close to it. He looked like Medusa hit him maybe on half of his body. So half of his body's stone, but he still can move a little bit on that other half, which is good. But again, every quarterback doesn't have to be mobile. I'm not saying that you have to have a mobile quarterback, but he does have to have a good line that gives him time to throw the ball. When he does have time to throw it, he's accurate with the ball. I think he's more accurate than we've seen putting the ball on spots and getting it downfield in a while. Maybe since Hendon? Yeah, Hendon? I was thinking maybe since Hendon. And we still didn't get to see all of what Hendon could do.
No.
We had Hendon doing a lot of running. So I think he's going to be good. He's already kind of got thrown in the fire this year. So he'll be kind of weather tested. But again, I'm just praying that we put the right people around him as far as the offensive line. I think that the skill spots are okay, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little later. But I always worry about the trenches. So, that's kind of what I think. But I am very happy that we picked him up. I think that is a good pull for us. I won't say anything like, oh, we should have got this person. But I think that getting him as our quarterback is going to be beneficial, and I think we'll be able to grow with him. And I think we'll be able to win some games next year, as long as we got to get them tackle spots locked down. Like, them tackles got to be on point.
Yep, and I'll agree with most of that. I think when you look at Ethan Grunkmeyer, he's a guy that got pressed into action, and after a game where he was kind of figuring things out, the rest of the way, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to complain about from an output standpoint. Accuracy is there. Decision making is there. Ability to make reads in the offense is there. To Tally's point, he's not a mobile quarterback. You're not going to get him confused as a dual threat quarterback. At the same time, if the pocket breaks down, he's got enough wiggle and enough movement where he can scramble to get away from a sack and get a few positive yards. He's not going to go out there and break off the 20 yarders with any consistency, but he can certainly do enough to get you out of a negative play. So we're still going to have to protect him, though. That's the big thing, is that when you get a quarterback that is more of a pocket presence versus a mobile guy, you got to make sure that you're taking care of him. That was one of the things that was absolutely the weakness of the Virginia Tech offense last year. We got some guys coming in that we're going to talk about, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to do a whole lot better protecting the quarterback with a quarterback like Ethan back there.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And Tally, you mentioned baptized by fire. that's putting it lightly. His first 3 games he played was at Iowa, so at Kinnick Stadium against Iowa's defense. And everybody knows they're never the fastest, but they ain't never in the wrong spot, and they always make tackles. The next game was against Ohio State at the Horseshoe. We know how much talent they have on defense. And then the third game was Indiana. And again, that was the one where that was sort of the coming out party for him, because against Indiana, he went for like 220, 71% completion, and a touchdown and a pick. So, and then the rest of the season, obviously, you know, y'all can look and see the stats of where he was. But after the Indiana game, he threw no more picks in the next 4 games, along to go with 6 touchdowns, even against Clemson in the Pinstripe Bowl. But again, it's a lot of wait and see. I think the talent's there. You see some of his video. He ain't got no weak arm. He needs to put on a little weight. He's like 6'2", 210. I'd like to see him 6'2", 220, 225. But some of that's just natural, right? Like, you're getting older, you're going to grow. But to what both of y'all just said, we've got to keep him upright. And we'll talk about the O-line in a little while here. And we've got to make sure we are putting him in good positions to win. And I think some of the moves and some of the things we have, as far as it goes with wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, it's not an empty cupboard. And he wasn't playing with an empty cupboard this year, don't get me wrong. A lot of turmoil going on, but not an empty cupboard. So that's the way I feel. Now, I'm going to talk one more, stay on the quarterback room for just a second here. Bryce Baker also got picked up. And, you know, Bryce Baker was quicker to announce than Ethan, but, you know, from everything that we had heard, that was the plan all along. They were going to you got to go ahead and get the backup in. And yes, I know Bryce Baker has not played that much, but again, class of 2025, it's high level again. And I'm sure, Tyler, you've been looking up. Brian, you've been looking it up. He's down from East Forsyth down in Kernersville. Sigla, you need to call Gieselman up, because I got a feeling they played. I don't think he is Kernersville, so East Forsyth's like rival school. That kid composite 86th, top 10 nationally as a quarterback. And, you know, so I know we don't have as much info and we know who's the starter and who's the backup, but just in general, are y'all okay with the depth, or do y'all want do you feel like Brian Collins, Schlee? Do we need to bring in one more older vet guy who knows he's not going to play, but, you know, insurance?
I don't think so. I mean, I think you got 4 quarterbacks on the roster at this point, really 5 once Hume comes in. I don't think that we really need to do anything much more than that. If you get to the 3rd quarterback on your roster, you're kind of fucked anyway. So if we're in that situation, then we're probably in a season that we don't want to be in to begin with. I like what we're seeing. You know, you get Grunk, you get a guy that showed a lot of promise pretty early, a lot of upside, has a good chance of improving upon that first experience there. And then you look at Bryce Baker. You got a guy that is athletic. He can do some things with his legs. He's shown some raw talent, but probably a little bit less polished than what you've seen from Ethan at this point. Honestly, just from a makeup standpoint, I think Bryce is kind of the ideal backup to someone like Grunk, just because you can, you don't have to lean on everything that Grunk does. You can kind of look at incorporating some of Baker's rushing ability in the offense to kind of take some of the pressure off the passing game if it comes to that situation.
Can you feel on Bryce, Tally?
Yeah, so I got a good friend that his son went to school with Bryce. He was his wide receiver. He ended up going to my friend's son ended up going to Charleston. University of Charleston. So he's a wide receiver there. So I just talked with him a little bit just about what he thought about the signing. He said Bryce is first of all, a good kid. He's a really good kid. And again, this is just him personally knowing him. Said Bryce is a good kid. You're not going to find a better kid to have in the program. He's not as mobile as people would think. He can move, but he wants to throw the ball. His thing is he holds the ball a little bit longer than probably he needs to. But I think in high school he probably threw for his senior year. He may have threw for 3,000 yards, 3,500 yards, something like that. So he can throw the ball. He does have a little hitch in his windup. So I think some coaches may want to change that because it's in between kind of a sidearm and overhand throw, which sometimes can be a little erratic, but very, very talented kid, which is why James Franklin and them went after him. Why UNC went after him. You know, he's very talented, but it's going to be more of a project to have somebody like him on your roster, which is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get people to develop them, because you can take a kid like that and the right coach can pour into him, and next thing you know, you get a starting quarterback. So I think it's good. I'm interested. I didn't do a lot of watching him play before the pickup, but of course after that I went back and looked at a little bit, and like I said, called my buddy and looked at some of his kids' high school tape. So it was good to see, and it just no disrespect to any kids that we've got, but the floor of Virginia Tech's talent level has been raised. You know what I'm saying? It's like you damn near got to be a 4-star to get recruited moving forward. You know, and it's not all about the stars, because there's some great players that come from everywhere. But I'm just looking at what they're putting on high level 3 stars and 4 stars that they're getting into the program from the high school recruiting ranks now in the transfer portal. That's what they're gonna go look for. But that's what James Franklin was gonna bring anyway. You know, like that's what he is. So anybody who is surprised by what he's doing, you haven't been watching college football or you haven't paid attention to him. So
100%.
I'm definitely excited.
Yep. A couple other things about Bryce Baker, so everyone knows. Penn State recruited him as well. Danny O'Brien was his primary recruiter. I'll let that. I'm going to put this up real quick because I'm going to answer it real quick. No. Tally, I'm going to let you look at that question.
No.
Brian?
No, I don't think so.
No. So sorry, it's not. Tyrod was special, dude. Tyrod was the number 3 player in the country, I believe, the year he came out. It's completely different. And you've got one guy who's been baptized already, so a little different. I don't mind the question, but that's what you're going to get from me. All right, let's flip it over because, Tally, you mentioned trenches. I'm going to get away from the offense for a second because as I started counting everything, the biggest influx of players in the portal, and up to date it is 7, and we got 23 commits. That is the defensive line. So as you've been seeing them come through and like seeing this guy committed, this guy committed, he was here. Who's the guy that has caught your eye of the 7 defensive linemen that have walked through the doors? Tally, can you hear me?
Oh, is it me? I thought you were
you mentioned trenches, so you get to go first.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's hard to just pick. Probably for me, just physically what they look like, what I think they'll be able to do. I would probably go with the was it Hilson kid that came from Missouri? Yeah, he just looks physically imposing. He looks like he can. He just looks like he can play. Looks like he's getting ready. Like he's going to be able to come in and make an impact. But trenches are where you win and lose the game, you know? So some people's like, man, it looks like we're taking too much of this or we're doing this. I just feel like if you go look at the eligibility of the players that we're bringing in, most of them are, 3 years, some maybe 2, most are 3 and 4 year of eligibility. I think that he's really trying to build a program. He's not trying to go out and get one-hitter quitters. He's trying to go out and get some kids or young men that can come in and they can build around, that they can keep here. And next year, you go out, you put a good product on the field, then you can go and cherry pick what you need. So I say bring all the talent you can get, bring it. But like I said, the kid from Missouri, without going too deep into all the other stuff that we'll go into, the kid from Missouri looks good to me. But I'm excited to see. Like, it was just every day he was waking up, it was like Christmas. It was my time, maybe like 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh, we got to commit. Or 11 o'clock, we got to commit. 2 o'clock, we got to commit. It's like 6, 7 commits in a day, 5 commits in a day. Like, man, it was hard to keep up. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I had to go back at the end of it and like, how many people did we get today? Who committed today? So, yeah.
Brian, what about you?
Man, if I really had to circle one, it would probably be Kamari and Morgan, kid from Baylor, the edge. Just got the physicality that you like to see. Already has some, a decent amount of snaps under his belt at this point. Looks the part. We got somebody with grills on the team now, so that's something to talk about. I think it's going to be he's going to be the biggest impact probably out the gate. But it's wild seeing to me, like, looking at the guys that we're bringing in and Tally, you made the point of it. Like, most of these guys are like redshirt sophomores. Most of them have 3 years of eligibility remaining. Couple with 2 years, some with that are just redshirt freshmen coming in. But like, most of these guys have 2 to 3 years of eligibility remaining, which means that James is trying to raise the floor in 2026, but it's trying to make some noise in 2027. And when we look at what that looks like, is that an 8-win team in 26? We'll see. Is that a 9-win team in 26? We'll see. But you're raising the floor of the talent level of this roster significantly, with the majority guys that were 4-star or high 3-star, coming in high school. The talent level is going up significantly, especially relative to what is leaving the program.
Yeah, let me say this right quick, Brian. I know Curtis got to jump in here too. But I, sitting back just looking, we all do it, talking on Twitter all day, messing with people. But just looking at some of the comments when people say, or even some of the messages, somebody say, well, why do you think we don't? We're supposed to have all this money. Why don't we go out and get a bona fide guy, to play whatever position? But see, that's the problem. We need everything. We had a couple of good pieces here, good pieces there. These people were hurt in this area. When you need everything, you can't overspend on anything. Like, we can't overspend on nothing, because we end up, I think Billy Ray said it. I don't watch so many podcasts later, but I think Billy Ray said it on his show the other day. You end up in a situation like Oklahoma, even though they did make the playoffs, but they brought in other guys. They went out and got that running back from Cal, Jaden Ott, who was a stud. And then he comes to Oklahoma and, he's hurt all year. He gets 21 carries for 69 yards. How much money do you spend on that? We're not in position to do that. We're not in the position to do that because we're a 3-win team and we are a losing program. You got to get that through your head. We're a losing program right now. So we got to build it up and we got to put the depth in the building. And somebody's going to pan out. I mean, if you bring in 7 running backs, I know we ain't bringing 7 running backs, but if you bring in 7 running backs and one of them don't work out, you probably don't need to be coaching no more. So you bring those defensive linemen in and get them in on the right amount of NIL and spread it across. Somebody's gonna work their butts off to get on there, and you still got Kamari Copeland.
And
You
still
know,
got Kamari
you
Copeland.
still got Kamari Copeland, which we need. One of the must keeps was Copeland, and we kept it.
Yep. I'll throw mine in real quick. And of all these guys, y'all mentioned Hilson and Morgan. I feel like they're the crown jewels. But Tally, when I sent you the thing about Mensa, you got on it like he did us dirty. He drinking some Crown tonight. Tally feeling good. But it's good to see like a guy like Mensa come back that quick. Because his body's already ready. Like a kid's 6'3", 305. He's ready to play inside. Can he get there quick enough? Which one's that? Blackberry Crown? Nice. That's who I'm excited for. Now, you just mentioned it, Charlie, and I think we were talking tonight, guys coming back on the defensive line, like who you excited about. And, I mean, Kamari, like him coming back is a big deal. And you know, he got the tutelage of JC for all those years. Now he's getting Sean Spencer, Chaos. You know, y'all can look and see if there's anybody else. I think I've only seen a few guys announce they're coming back. When I hear announced, that means people were coming after them. But I mean, you tell me Copeland's ready to go. And
you got Emmett Law's coming back. You got Taco Fall, who probably came out of nowhere, had some.
His name is definitely not Taco. His name is Elijah Fall. Taco Fall is about a 7'6" basketball player from like.
My bad. I said the wrong name. You good?
You got the
only reason that I said that is Elijah Fall is a sneaky good running back because he was serviceable this year.
Defensive lineman. We ain't on running backs yet.
He said run it back.
Run it back.
Oh, everybody fucking up now. Everybody fucking up now.
Y'all screwing up like I screw up names.
He was serviceable. He created some chaos, no pun intended, in the backfield. So now when you put a line around him that all is going to require some extra attention, you got to have that depth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many sacks he had last year, but I remember at least probably 2.5. And hell, we only had fucking 10, I believe. So, hey, I like the Elijah Fall running back. I'm glad that he's back.
Not a lie. All right, let's flip it back to offense real quick because I feel like every name you've seen on this next one, I'm gonna let Brian kick it off. The skill position room over on offense between the wide receivers, the running backs, and the tight ends. Like who? Who is, as soon as you said that kid committed, like either shock or yes or fist pumps or whatever.
What we say, tight end?
Skill positions. Wide receiver, tight end, running back. I'm going to let Brian go first.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I love what we did at tight end. You get Luke Reynolds and Matt Henderson in the building. That's a good thing. But the needle mover for me is Quayshawn Brown. That was the needle mover for me. Seeing what he was able to do at Duke. He's a guy that's going to come in and probably immediately take over the slot. So, I mean, that's the one for me. That's the needle mover. I think everybody else, obviously Luke Reynolds. We've got a good tight end on the roster already. I think what we brought in is going to really round everything out. But as far as like impact player and what I think can really jump off the page pretty quick, Quayshawn Brown is that.
Not you, Charlie.
Yeah, Quayshawn Brown was definitely a underrated pickup, I would say. I don't know how you can be underrated. I think he was ranked like 93 in the portal or something like that.
That guy had like almost 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah, that was definitely a good pickup. That was definitely a good pickup. But I gotta say Luke Reynolds. I mean, that was the name that we heard. I'm a tight end guy, of course. But the name that we heard from the beginning was Gronk and Luke Reynolds. And they took the longest to come in. So had to make us sweat a little bit. For whatever reason, I'm okay with it. But Reynolds, I think we really forget how, because this year our tight end usage was crap. You know, we kind of knew that's what Montgomery does with his tight ends. Doesn't really use them much. But to have a tight end that can be very versatile, like the ones we're bringing in, somebody said, you know, we need to keep Benji. I think Benji's staying. But Benji gonna have to work because Benji don't like to block, you know. Benji gonna have to work, but he's a good piece. But when you bring in some other guys that are hungry to get on the field, I mean, you still got Jarikas, Benji, the Henderson kid that just got there, and then Reynolds. It's gonna be a fight in every room to get on the field, and I think that's what we've lacked in the past. Because us as fans, Virginia Tech fans, nowhere else, I don't think, but Virginia Tech fans will say stuff like, man, we don't need to be looking at this because we're going to make this kid mad and he's going to leave. Fuck him. I mean, if you got to go, you got to go. We get it. But we've won 3 games, so no position should be safe. You got to come in here and compete to win. So I like what they've done with the tight end room altogether, but I'm most excited about Reynolds.
I mean, it's tough to like follow up with those two and saying with Brown and Reynolds because of Brown's numbers last year, and then this year Luke Reynolds, you know, it's just second year in the program, you know, 25 catches or so. He's a beast. You can see it when he plays. There was a reason he was a 5-star. There was a reason he was the best tight end in the country, and it's paying off now. And he comes back, and the guy who's been coaching him up for the last couple of years that has already elevated his game. But when I looked at this and then kind of see who's coming back, and, you know, Aiden's coming back with offense and all that, I looked at the running back, and I looked at Bill. Y'all know Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Bill Davis.
Bill Davis.
Bill Davis.
That's a normal name, right?
Normal name, but when I started thinking about the way Hawkins and Overton ran, with no semblance of a passing game at all, no semblance of a passing game, and I started thinking, well, man, those two are going to be complementary backs. But, you know, there's sometimes this 3rd and a yard and a half, and we had Terry and Stewart. He couldn't stay healthy. But I like Bill Davis as that situational short yardage, goal-to-go situation where his 5'9", 220-pound, I'm assuming Bill got a fat old ass, big, just go through the line and get 2 yards, Bill.
What's going on today? Hold on for a minute. You assuming he got a what, Curtis?
You don't think a 5'9", 220-pound named black man don't have a fat old ass to run through the line for a first down?
Oh my God! What day is this? Is this Wednesday?
This is Wednesday, man. This is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Hump day.
He's gonna be humping through the line. But I see that in seeing that fat old ass. We're gonna see the back end of his fat old ass all season sitting in the end zone running through
on the shirt, Brian. Get that on the shirt.
But y'all see what I'm saying, right? Because you start thinking, well, Grunkmeyer is a more developed passer. You got Aiden coming back. You got Reynolds. You got Brown. It's seemingly like we've improved the offensive line a little bit. And now you're talking about not having to have Overton and Hawkins get those grind yards, right? Like get those this is gonna hurt. Send Bill in there. What about you?
I know we're gonna have a caked up running back discussion here, so I wasn't ready to comment.
5'9", 220. 5'9", 220. Short.
Hey.
So offensively, skill wise, who are you glad to see back? Kick it back to Brian.
Did not. I mean, I said Quayshawn, so
No. Coming back, running
coming
back.
back. Oh, my bad,
Yeah.
my bad.
You
Yeah,
good?
yeah.
You think about the fat old ass.
You threw me off, man. You threw me off. I mean, it's got to be Jeffrey Overton Jr., man. It's got to be, because when you look at the talent that he showed as a true freshman coming back from injury, he popped off the screen, man. Like, he looked like a different cat than everybody else. So when you get him another year of seasoning, you get him a little bit of extra help up front, and you get him a quarterback that can get the ball downfield so he's not running against loaded boxes. Look out, man. It's going to be serious. Jeffrey Overton Jr.
Tally.
Yeah, so I gotta go, and y'all hanging there with me, Chad. If y'all don't understand, I'm gonna take you and get you right. I gotta go with my nephew, Keelan Adams, because what we've lacked is a downfield threat. You know, we haven't thrown the ball downfield because our quarterback couldn't get it there, but also we haven't had a receiver that really stretches the field. You know, maybe 2 years ago we threw a couple downfield. Quan maybe caught a couple. But consistently, we haven't had that receiver that can stretch the field. And AG's not that kind of receiver. AG's going to be, to me, he's more of like a possession receiver. He can get open and he can go get a 50-50 ball. But just to go say, hey, on the other side of him, I need you to run past him. We haven't had a receiver that can do that recently. I think Keelan Adams will be the one that can do that. As long as he can stay healthy, we got to be able to have somebody who can stretch that field, exactly what Brian said, so those running backs aren't running with a full box. There is no reason at all Jeffrey Overton should have been able to score on Miami. I don't know how he did it, because we couldn't do nothing else but run the ball. I don't know how he got through there and scored a touchdown, you know, or however many yards he had that game. Because when I watch them play everybody else, it ain't looking like that. So kids got to be talented. We got to help them out. We got to, and no disrespect to Hawkins too. Hawkins was a really good solid back for us. So I'm looking for us to have that downfield threat, so Grunk can have somebody to say, "Hey, I need you to go get this one for me." And if y'all haven't got a chance to go watch Kobe. He interviewed the new wide receiver, Jeff.
Exner.
There we go. Exner. Yeah, so you can hear him talk about some of the things that the coaches have said to him, saying, this is what we're looking to do. We're going to throw the ball more than we did at Penn State, and we're going to have our spots where we can get it downfield. So that's what they're going to be looking to do too.
Yep.
By the way, Bill Davis, 235, not 220.
Yeah.
Say it again, Curtis.
You want to say it, Curtis?
Say the line. Say the line, Curtis.
Bill Davis's fat old ass going in on 3rd and 1, getting us a first down. All right, let's roll.
Look who just joined, and that's what he joined to.
Will the Thrill. There he is, my boy.
Will is here.
Y'all ain't following Will, man. Y'all got to follow Will. That's my guy, man.
All right, let's flip it over because, again, let's get back to trench talk. Let's talk about the offensive line. Brian, right now, 3 guys have been introduced to us, maybe more coming. That's Justin Bell, Logan Howland, Michael Troutman. How much research have you done on them? And, you know, what do you foresee?
Yeah, I mean, I really like Howland. I feel like Howland is the guy that, you know, I'm circling right now. To unless we do something else to slot in at that left tackle position, I think we end up putting him there. I think that's where he played. He made his hay there. The games that he was healthy and played. He's a guy that looked like he got better as things went along. And when we look at what we were working with last year, I think, you know, you probably had Johnny Garrett playing on the left because you had to. You know, you probably had a couple other guys out of position because you had to. let Howland slide in there at left, get Garrett back over on the right side, and we'll see if we get any other guys in the building here to help us out. But you got Altuner coming back, you got some good interior pieces, and now you got Michael Troutman coming in from Penn State. You got Justin Bell coming in for some depth at the tackle position. I think we've done some good things so far. I think we're still one or two spots on the offensive line away from being where I really would want to be. But Howland is definitely the linchpin so far as the guys we've gotten in the portal.
No, facts. That was a good pickup too. And you know what I like about that pickup, Brian, was that nobody mentioned his name. He just popped up.
Yep.
You know how everybody's an inside and everybody has some kind of knowledge or something, and you see, oh, I got a crystal ball for this guy. No, he just popped up. It was like this guy just committed to Virginia Tech, and I seen the Oklahoma jersey, and I was like, is that my boy? What's his name? Troy Everett? I thought it was Troy Everett. I was like, did he come back?
The return, man. With Troy,
Yeah.
Troy Everett's been here more than Brent Pry.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah. No, it was not Troy Everett. It was this guy. So I'm like, okay. And if you go look too, I mean, the size of the team. Of course, we've been preaching this for a while, right, Curtis?
And we have been getting bigger.
We've been as I'm gonna say, we've been preaching this for a while, just saying, hey, we need to be bigger. But going back to the Fuente era, then the beginning of the Pry era, then even to now, it's like, how tall are you as a lineman? Oh, you ain't 6'5"? Yeah, we gotta keep looking. Only person who can be shorter than 6'5" is the center, and that's still about 6'3".
Not a lie. Howland was the big one because the first thing I think we probably all thought of was like he was probably the backup. He's probably got a load of talent, just been backing up. But no, it's the old Wiley Pipp situation that he started in 2024 6 games, and it was at the end of the season. It was against like Alabama, Missouri, who had been a good team. He played against some good teams. He had played in total 13 games, and he got hurt. 2025, he was looked to do some probably projected starting, got hurt, got Wiley pipped. That happens, but that's to our benefit. So you're looking at a guy who has had that starting. He's got a ton of snaps. And I keep telling people, for me, when it's offensive line, whether how good they are or not, it's snaps that are going to matter more than anything. Because if a guy is getting playing time, Brian, you can attest to this, Tally playing on the tight end position, you can attest to it. Until you know how people come at you and understanding how to play the offensive line, you can look great. A lot of guys are 6'5", 310, and a lot of guys can do good kickback drills. But when it's someone coming off the edge, you're going to bull rush right in your face, how do you handle it? Clearly, they trusted him enough within 6 games with some injuries that happened, and then they were going to trust him enough this year, and then things happen. So that's good for us. Now, Brian, Tally, I got a feeling y'all are going to agree on the same person, but of the guys coming back, who are you excited about on the offensive line?
Altuner, the center. I mean, Altuner, once again, thrown in the fire, probably shouldn't have had to play as much as he did this year, but did a good job, did a serviceable job. If you go back and look at our games, of course, everybody struggled in pass protection, but did a really solid job of run blocking, and you didn't see a lot of snaps on the ground. So maybe, I don't know of any, skipping snaps, getting skipped to the quarterback or anything like that. So that's a hard thing to do. That ain't easy. So I'm excited about Altuner for another year of him to mature. And this year he'll really, really have to compete for that job because you're going to have some guys in that room that really want to play. So I think that the talent level has been raised and the competition is going to be raised as well. Sorry, Brian. I know I took your guy.
Hey, and you should because he's the guy that everyone should be excited about. He's the guy that had the postseason accolades, the only one on the offensive line that earned them and deserved them. And he's the guy that was the most consistent in terms of run blocking and pass blocking on that offensive line throughout the season. And another thing to talk about looking at the 2025 is that availability wise, he stayed healthy. He was on the field. And we didn't have a whole lot of that at a whole lot of positions last year. So durability is important, especially the guy that's snapping the football. So, yeah, Altuner, and it's not even close.
Sorry, I got the game on behind me right there. Hokies down 1 minute left in the first half. The answer is Altuner, but, you know, if you start looking, guys, you got Lucas Austin. Like, don't forget that name. Lucas Austin came with Matt Moore from West Virginia. Montavious Cunningham gets another year. Brody Meadows coming back off an injury. So Altuner's the easy answer, but there are a couple guys that we've seen play and one guy we hadn't seen play. Where do they land? And again, is there one more piece? I would feel better if we got one more piece on the offensive line where I got to see, like a Curtis Terry. Yes, he shares the name. Curtis Terry, the Ohio State guy, would be like the guy I want. And even though he didn't start, I think it's somewhere he had like 113 snaps. Like 113 snaps for a young guy is really good. So that would be one guy to look out for, and some guys definitely coming. All right,
I'm pretty sure his name is Justin Terry. Curtis.
Justin
Terry. That's Curtis. Who am I thinking? Was there a Curtis?
No, Curtis was a linebacker for the Buckeyes back in the early 2000s.
I shouldn't have worked 10 hours today. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a new year, man. Hey, we getting in gear. Y'all bear with us, chat.
I swore his name was Curtis.
We getting in gear.
Justin Terry, the Ohio State guy.
Hey, yeah, you had another Ohio State guy. You just had the wrong one. And he played years ago. I think he coaches for them now, though. No. He coaches somewhere.
Was it Curtis? His last name wasn't Terry. Was it a kid from Hermitage? No, his name wasn't.
His name was Curtis Grant.
Curtis Grant, yeah.
I said he was a Buckeye. I don't know where did Herm come in.
Curtis Grant played at Hermitage.
Yeah, but where did that come from?
Well, I thought you were saying his name was Curtis Terry, not Curtis Grant.
That's who you said. You said Curtis Terry. I said Curtis Terry. That's a linebacker from Ohio State from the Curtis early 2000s.
All right, let's move on. Defensive back, primarily the corners. Tally, there's 3 that are coming, and there are 3 that are coming that played 2 that have played a ton, and 1 that played a ton his freshman year. Of these 3, Cam, Jaquez, and Kenny, who you happy about? No, it's all water tonight, man. That's the sad part. Callie the one drinking, but he didn't make his errors too tonight.
Yeah, it's been a little rough, man, but that's okay. We here.
We got to break in the new year, right? Got to break it in. This is episode 1 of season 7. We're talking portal. You know, all these guys are new to us, so we're figuring it out as we go.
The James Franklin era is wild.
Yeah.
Look at New King on popping here. New King, we gave you some props the other day.
Didn't show up.
And you didn't show up. What's wrong with you? You better call Cristobal and all them Cubans on that team and tell him you about to play another Cuban and y'all need to get on his ass. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, what was that, Curtis?
Cornerback. Who of them 3 you like the most?
My boy from Troy University.
From Troy.
Yeah. What's it? Jaquiz White? Something White? Yeah, him.
White.
Go watch his tape. You know, I like what I see from him. Got a couple of years of eligibility. Come on in here. And you got to be better than what we had last year. Just turn your head when the ball is in the air. When the ball is in the air, turn your head. Flip your head around. You're already in good position. Turn around, look at the ball. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Tally said it. Jaquez White is the guy to look at in this area. I think a guy like Cam Chadwick is a little underrated here. I think he had some good instances of being a ball hawk. I think he does pretty well in coverage overall. But Jaquez White is the guy that jumps off the page in terms of his ability to really do a little bit of everything that you want from a cornerback. And not afraid to get a little pop in there as well. So I love cornerbacks that aren't afraid or shy away from contact. So you're getting a little bit of that with them as well.
Yeah, but in both of those guys are the production guys, right? They've got, I know, like you said, White has 2 years left. And believe it or not, Chadwick has 2 years left. He will be a redshirt junior this year. So you're sort of backfilling that room. Kenny brought on today, Kenny Woosley Jr., who was up at Penn State and played some snaps. Like, that was the one thing. I feel like that's one position that you do want production at because you can see, right? You have to cover people. Like, you can't be kidding. You're going to be put on an island. So love that. But that room, I think it's a little shocking to say no safeties. I mean, yeah, we ain't got a safety coach. I feel like there's going to be stories coming out on that for a while. But are y'all okay with where we are as far as who we brought back with the safety room and the other corners?
Good. I don't think we're good, like comfortable good. I think we're good in terms of like we got a guy that is really good. We need to make sure he stays healthy in Q. And we got some other guys that had some pretty good experience last year that, you know, if you need to put them in the game, they're not going to be an embarrassment. They're not going to go out there and, you know, look like they're lost. But at the same time, it would have been potentially nice to level up that position a little bit more in this cycle, even though we at this point have kind of stood pat at that position.
Another sneaky good pickup was the Wosley kid, or Wozy, whatever his name is, that we just got today. That's the nickel. I think that was a good pickup. I was excited about that. He's got some game reps that will help. But again, going back to the safety position, in football, it's all about being healthy. You know what I'm saying? I think Q is a Sunday guy. That's just me looking at his potential, but he's got to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? But putting it all together, maybe the coaches move some people around, or maybe they see some stuff we don't, because we haven't went after any safeties.
None.
We haven't went after no safeties, or maybe we have, we just don't know about it. But from what we've seen, we haven't targeted any safety. So they got to like what they see out of Robinson and what they see out of Reddish and all those guys back on the back end. I think Flowers may be back. Flowers.
Bass. Yeah, Bass.
Bass. I forgot about Bass. Bass.
Coble redshirt.
I don't even remember seeing him do nothing, so I can't even say nothing. I don't know what Coble can do. I know one thing that Bass can do. Bass is going to hit somebody. We know he's going to hit somebody. We need you to cover a little bit too, buddy. But
just lay him out.
If you're going to go lay somebody out, try to hit them like in the stomach or something. Don't go helmet to helmet. We need you to stay in the game.
Well, what we don't need this year, like we thought we were going to need last year, is quite as many safeties in the room.
True.
So, because I mean, this is going to go back to kind of that hybrid 4-3 again. You're going to very much be looking at just two safeties on the field at any given time. You know, you got some position fluidity with that star position. You know, does a guy like Bass end up, you know, moving back into a star position after that? I don't know. Who knows at this point? But you know, I think we've got enough guys in that safety room, whether we feel really good about everybody top to bottom. That, like I said, that remains to be seen. I think everybody that's in that room, you know, there's nobody in there that I don't like a little bit, but I wish we'd have got somebody else to maybe level up to run with Q in that starting two.
Okay. Take a picture of that, everybody.
Hey, me and Chris have talked about this a little bit, and I said what I said, and he said what he said, and I think we're gonna figure out which way it goes. So,
yeah,
I hope he's right. Honestly, I hope he's right.
You don't think he's right though, Brian?
I don't know that he's right. I don't know that I'm right. I don't know that I'm right. I don't know that I'm right though. I'm just being honest. Like, I think that, you know, a lot of this is going to depend on how available Q is throughout the year. If Q is available, I feel a whole lot better about this unit in general.
Right.
If he plays at least 10 or 11 games this year, I feel a whole lot better about that unit.
You know what makes any secondary looks good or look better than it is? A dominant defensive line.
Dominant D line.
Something we
Good
didn't have
pass
this year.
rush.
A good pass rush. We could not get the quarterback on the ground. Not saying that having those guys in the back is not going to help, but we need them to be able to go get picks.
You know what else makes safeties look good?
What?
Good run fits from everybody else, so they can just clean up the fucking mess.
Oh man, get Brian. Listen. You don't want to go with Brian. Go a couple years ago. Get Brian about 4 drinks in and talking about safety run fits and what we had for a couple years. About made Brian lose his damn mind.
Hey, safeties look real good when they can attack the spill area and there's not this much fucking space for them to have to play with. Or they're having to run up and the guy's already 5 yards north of the line of scrimmage and they're kind of on an island. Safeties look a lot better when they can do stuff like that.
100%. All right, one last room to look at, and this one, I just want to throw it out in general because as of right now, only one portal addition. It was Keon Wiley, guy who was getting looks back in 23, got injured in 24. When Tony Rojas went down, he basically took the back half of the year and played pretty damn good. So Keon Wiley, along with, I'm going to make sure I get this right if I miss somebody, Noah's back, Gabe's back, and just the other day, Caleb Spencer's back, who led the team in tackles. Just in general, if y'all have done more reading or looking on Wiley, how do you feel about him? And then how do y'all think about this whole group?
I think Wiley's solid. I think Wiley's definitely going to come in and be a good player for us. But I'm probably the most excited about I can't even say the most excited. Caleb Spencer is a dog, 100%. I think he kind of got overlooked for whatever reason, even leading the team in tackles. Everybody talked about everybody else on the defense except him. I was even about to do it right now because I was about to say I'm most excited about Noah Chambers. It's just because of watching him go out raw and play football was fun. You could see him try to get to the ball and get to the ball. It was like poetry in motion, just watching him play because you just seen he has the natural ability to go and be a guy. So very excited about him, but Caleb Spencer, man. Caleb Spencer is he's an undersized linebacker that does not play like he's undersized. He will go and heart of a line, put his nose in any dog pile. So that room is going to be fun to see, what we can do there. But again, that is also a room that injuries can derail that room really quickly. So I would be interested to see if they don't try to grab another piece or two there or have somebody else ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, looking at what's coming back, obviously, you can't say enough about Noah. I feel like he's going to be the emotional heart of that unit. He's gonna be the guy that's kind of bringing the juice. At the same time, you got Caleb Spencer, you got Gabe coming back from injury fully now. We'll see what another offseason in the weight program nets as far as his build and frame filling out is concerned. I think you'd still like to pick up one more piece here. If we're circling. If we're circling the positions that I feel like we still got some work to do, I'd like one more offensive lineman. I'd like one more linebacker. I think if I'd take one more at each of those positions before I take a safety. Kind of going back to the previous question, I'd rather have one more linebacker, one more offensive lineman before I'd get a safety in house.
Let me say this before Curtis go. Y'all know I've been trying to be dignified, but I gotta ask a question. Who looked at Brett Clatterbaum and said, "You're 6'2", 240. We're gonna put you on the defensive line"? Brett Pry, I'm gonna tell you right now, buddy. You better act right this year. I've been trying to be cool. I ain't gonna say what I've been saying in the chat, but Brett, you better get it together. I don't know why Clatterbaum was moved to the defensive line when he's a linebacker. He's from all intents and purposes, he was a all-state linebacker and looks like a linebacker. He looks like the most Virginia Tech linebacker there is. I mean, go pull a picture up of Brett Clatterbaum and tell me, does he look like he's supposed to be on Virginia Tech's defensive line, or is he supposed to be on Virginia Tech's linebacker room? Clatterbaum's supposed to be in the linebacker room.
He's supposed to be in the linebacker room.
Brett, you better get it right. I got a lot of names I want to call this year. Don't make me use them. It's loaded. This gun loaded over here with all kind of names.
Yep.
Pickle Rick.
Peanut Head.
Peanut Head.
They know. You better act right. Let's go.
Hey,
but I'm sorry, Curtis. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I think y'all kind of laid it out with the linebacker room. I think Noah's special. I think having a guy like Keon who's played in it, it's more of the calming presence. You know he's probably going to know where to do, what to go. And again, Caleb Spencer, you said he's a dog. Does not get the credit he's deserved. Made so many plays the last couple of years that are unheralded. So we shall see. All right. Real quick, and actually, I know there's some folks out in the chat. I want to hear at least everybody's this. So, of everybody who left, anybody you hated to see leave?
This is to us, or you waiting on?
No, it's to y'all. The chat can put their stuff out there too. I'll talk about it.
I would probably say, just me looking at it, Isaiah Spencer. And I thought he had a lot of upside. Kind of got a raw deal, not being able to get the ball thrown to you. But I think that Isaiah Spencer was more of a, I ain't gonna say hate to see him go because I think we're okay in that room. But I wasn't expecting him to leave. So that one threw me for a little bit of a loop.
Anybody, Brian?
I mean, probably Cam Seldon. Yeah, I like seeing what he was able to do with kind of a limited receiving package last year. It wasn't exactly what you wanted to see from that perspective, but he was able to do some really good work in some limited action, not getting the targets I think he probably needed in the offense. Sounds like that's more of a square peg round hole as far as what we want him to do, what he wants to do from a position standpoint going forward. If he's looking to be more running back, I think we're all set at that position, based on what Hawk can do, what JOJ can do. I think his skill set, there's too much overlap with those two guys for him to really make any noise in that position. So I think it's just kind of a mismatch situation, but I like the way he plays. He's physical. He runs hard. He makes the plays. So losing a guy like that kind of hurts a little bit. But since we're talking about guys leaving, Curtis, I'll let you jump in with yours in a second.
Who is that? Who is this? Who went to Ole Miss?
Isaiah Spencer.
Isaiah Spencer.
Spencer went to Ole Miss.
Yep.
Damn, he got in and got out quick, huh?
Yeah, he was in and out. Yeah.
Damn.
He must have had that that qualified offer ready to go. What's everybody's thoughts on Christian Ellis and the UVA situation?
That's my thoughts on it. Yeah, one game, man. I mean, no disrespect to the kid. Yeah, one game, then you go to the ops. You know what I'm saying? You could have went anywhere in the world, but you went to the op.
You went there. You went there.
Now we gotta spit on your grave.
Gotta spit on the grave, Lord have mercy.
Hey man,
I'm gonna
it's
go
so
with this
funny
one.
because I thought for a second he announced he was going to UVA like what, a week ago?
Yeah,
almost 2 weeks ago. Like right out the gate, he announced like that came out, and
Happy to go to UVA, boy.
that official announcement took a long time. It took a long time for that to work out. So I don't know if that was make sure we got the numbers before we say you in the boat type of deal or what it was, but that one got interesting.
Well, why y'all dance around this? Because it's Caleb Woodson is the interesting one, because how many times this program, not anybody else, that the day Caleb came out, it was like, that kid's underrated, that kid's a baller. And everybody, by the way, Tally, I really want your people in Alabama to go through like a 4-8 season. They'd kill each other down there. There'd be people murdered.
I don't want to.
Why don't you want them to? Just to see them miserable.
Because I live here. Shit. I don't want my house to get looted.
But seriously,
I got kids in here, man. Yeah, do you understand? It is when we lose, when Virginia Tech loses, it's normal. Like people don't. We go on Twitter and go on Spaces and stuff like that. These people go and run their cars into fucking Target and stuff. They do some crazy stuff down here when Alabama ain't good. Dude, I was on a cruise. I was on the cruise when Georgia and Alabama played. It was an old man. I know it ruined this trip. I thought he was going to drown himself in the pool. That mug said, I'm going to bed. Roll Tide. Took his drink, threw it in the trash. Almost pushed his wife down. I was like, Jesus Christ. But hey, they on a different level down here. Listen, Caleb Woodson, more power to you, man. I hope he goes to Alabama. I think that it's going to help Caleb Woodson if he goes down there and he gets focused, like Mansour Delane did. He went to LSU and he got focused. I think Caleb Woodson was complacent at Virginia Tech. I think that Pry and the coaching staff allowed him to do some things that he probably shouldn't have did. Us as a fan base probably allowed him to do some things that he shouldn't have did and maybe not play up to his potential. But, oh, buddy, you better bet your big ass, big sweet ass, whatever you said, you better bet that. You better bet your big fat ass. When he go to Alabama and he mess up, you going to know it. If he messes up, I hope he don't. But if you go to Alabama and you miss a tackle, it's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be they want Caleb DeBoer. They don't even want him to coach in college football no more. He went to the playoffs.
Man, went to the playoff, won 10 games.
They want him out.
Won a playoff game. Fire him.
They want him fired. They hate him. They're calling him Kalen the whore.
Jeez.
That's what they calling him down here, man.
Hey. Craziness. All right. Well, that does wrap that. I mean, we thought about coming on last week, but it was like, it's just not enough. Give it a week. We're going to probably have a full picture of what's going on. And, it's good to see it. So next is going to be the brain trust here along with Shelton. By the way, Shelton's not here tonight. Shelton is so esteemed from this program. His alma mater, high school alma mater, allows him to be the primary speaker at functions now. Just in case y'all wonder where Shelton's at tonight. But let's flip to this. Couple news notes. First of all, spring game announced today, April 18th. I don't think that's a shock to anybody.
Already got my hotel room.
Did you pay $600?
I did not.
Did you pay a significant amount?
I did not.
Ooh, that's good. You call our buddy? Is that why you guys?
I got in. I got in before the rates went up. Apparently.
Damn, nice. April 18th. Brian's clearly gone. I am going to try this year to go. Tally?
Hey, James said we need to fill Lane, man. You better be there.
He said we need to fill Lane.
I'm gonna try to get up in there. I know it's gonna be a lot of festivities going on, so I'm gonna try to be there this year.
I am going to try to be there as well. Second piece of news. we knew it was going to happen. We anticipated this, and it actually makes sense of why it's this. JMU is pulled off the schedule for 2026. Tech, obviously, everybody knows Virginia Tech was one of the teams that's going to be playing 9 games this year, not 8. Let's not get into that because that's a whole nother story. And it seemed like the only open week was legitimately that week. I'm not shocked by it. Yeah. But
hey,
I mean, there's no shock in it whatsoever. That's the game that they're moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you shocked by it, Brian? You're the one that I think pushed at least a few weeks ago that you wanted, like, screw it, let's play them and stomp them. Like, okay.
I mean, I get it's a no-win situation for Virginia Tech, but it's a no-win situation regardless of who you play. I would have liked to see the better matchup, considering how weak the overall schedule is. For me, if you're replacing a team, replace VMI. But that being said, I mean, you were going to replace one of those or the other. I saw somebody, I think it was Billy Ray, tweet, regardless of who you play week 1, VMI, I mean, you're gonna have juice in the stadium for that first game under James Franklin, so that kind of doesn't really matter. I think the only thing is that you give the dumbasses that are JMU fans a little bit extra fodder now to kind of throw in your face that you didn't have before. It's like, okay, well, you got rid of this game, everybody's still trying to talk about, the time they got us. And I get that, like, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, I'd still like to see the better matchup, but I get why they went this direction.
Right.
Yeah. Understood. All right. Last piece I want to discuss in news and notes is, and I feel like it came out, our friend Robbie was down at the conference and he heard about it. But the college football D1 coaches have all voted and approved, and this will go back to the NCAA, obviously, that you can now redshirt and play 9 games.
Why not? We got 37-year-olds playing. I mean, it's all effed up anyway. Why not? Let them play and then redshirt if that's what they want to do.
Brian, you got another thought on this, don't you?
I got a different thought. If you're gonna do 9 games, just go ahead and give them the 5th year. I don't think that. I don't like the idea that you've got to start. If you're giving them 9 games, you might as well just let them play the rest of the year out. I don't want to have a really great freshman that starts the year, and now all of a sudden I've got to sit them out 3 games that matter in a conference championship situation where we can still win out, and they've been a key role player in the team all year. I don't want to have to make that decision. At the same time, I get that redshirting is still, you want redshirting to still be a thing. And if that's what you're trying to do, this is the half measure for that, to still be able to have a full red shirt and not go to a true 5th year, then I guess this is fine. But it feels like a half measure. I thought 4 games was good if you want to still have the idea of a red shirt. 9 feels like going so far without going far enough, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it, because we've seen things happen where you plan on redshirting a guy, right, in game 6, and catastrophic stuff happens, and it's like, well, they got to play. And you're like, they're going to have to play regardless, but now he loses his red shirt. He really shouldn't be playing. That's where I see the benefit of it. Also, I see the benefit of it because, Brian, you were talking about the beginning of the season. We're now seeing what's the most important games in the season. It's your conference games. Because if you go run through your conference at 9-0 and you get to your championship game, that's all that matters now. And that's all that's going to matter in the future. Because in my opinion, I think within the next 2 years, we're going to 16 teams. And it's probably going to be regardless who the champions are of the top 4 conferences, they're going to get in. So, but you made a point. You and Robbie were chatting. Me and you, Robbie, were chatting the other day, and it's just like, well, fuck it, just make it 5 years eligibility. Because I didn't graduate in 3 years or 4 years. Brian, did you graduate in 4 years?
I did not.
Tally, did you graduate in 4 years?
Mm-mm.
If you in the chat graduated in 4 years, please let us know, because it's something like what 58% of people don't graduate in 4 years. So the majority of the student body does not graduate in 4 years. Maybe we should just say, screw it, you get 5 years. Maybe this will end stupid Chandler Morris and Diego Pavi and all those dumbasses. Hey, can I get another year of eligibility? You 26. Go get a job. Go to the league. Go to the UFL. Go to Europe. Do something. Just stop. What else y'all want to talk about? Next up 6. 15 minutes left to go in a half.
Let's keep that up because, we've seen them give up some leads this year. So
We didn't even want to talk about last week. That was shitty.
that one hurt.
Yeah.
That one burned the asshole.
That one did burn the asshole. All sorts of good things y'all can sound clips. Callie, you got anything else you want to talk about? Other than we ain't got a safeties coach. We have 2 months since James Franklin got hired. We ain't got a safety coach.
We don't got a safeties coach. We need a safeties coach. But guess what? We got James. We're going to be all right. He's going to figure it out. Not saying we don't need no safety coach. James, you got to get a safety coach. And keep your eye on Brenton. Still watching.
I think he had a guy he wanted, but he got wrapped up in that Moore shenanigans.
Well, listen. Me and Tally talked on the phone today because, Brian, you shared that with us. And, y'all, it's stuff out there. You can find it. But me and Tally made the point, like, if this was 3 years from now and James Franklin was something like 32-6, we wouldn't give a shit. Like, nope, I don't care. Hire him, bring him in. Who cares? This is the beginning. You can't do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
So, what else? Is stick it in back? We hope so. Yeah. Oh. Today is Tuesday, Chris. So next Tuesday?
Today is
Wednesday.
Oh, y'all, see, this is why I messed up. I'm a day behind. Wait, so what is it? Does he mean Thursday then?
No, I think he's talking about next Tuesday.
The math is going crazy right now.
Yeah, it's all sorts of crazy shit. What y'all think's going to happen Monday night?
I think Indiana's going to smoke them, but
Martin Luther King Day.
If Miami can win the line of scrimmage, then it could be a good game. But if they can't, it's going to be over quick.
I didn't realize Indiana had the whole team full of 30-year-olds.
Pretty much 5th, 6th year guys.
Man, it's going to be hard, man. Signetti's got it going.
He does. And they are well coached. They're smart. Again, they're old, so they listen. They probably ain't going out wasting all their money and doing dumb shit.
Yes, Jim, that's what the whispers are at this point. That we've heard. So
I don't believe nobody no more, Jim. I don't never know. I'm just along for the ride. I'm just along for the ride.
This is what I'll say, and I talked with a guy about it at work the other day. The one chance Miami has, and you King still not on here, Miami's got to come out with that first drive and absolutely establish. And I'm talking like NFL type 7, 8, 9 minute drive just to say this is going to be a slow paced game. We're not going to do dumb shit. Because Indiana had like 2 games where they looked uncomfortable. 2. They looked uncomfortable at Ohio State. Luckily, that sumbitch can't kick a field goal. In the original Oregon game, Miami's upside. It's a home game. It's a home game. There's going to be somebody in Miami that's going to have to stay to Indiana after kickoff because they're going to sell them tickets for $100,000 and they're going to buy it. All right. Let's see. What's the current? Still up 6. Y'all got anything else before we? And there you go. Penn State took them to the toe tap. It's true. Y'all got anything else, boys?
I'm good.
I'm good, bro.
Well, appreciate everybody in the chat tonight. I see some familiar faces, some new names. Always throw your opinions in there. If it's good enough, it'll make it on the screen. If it's good enough, it may not make it on the screen because if you say it early, if you say good stuff too early and when we ain't talking about that right away, a lot of times I don't feel like scrolling back up because that means we got to find it. So wait until we're talking
sometimes about I make a note. Sometimes I make a note.
So if you have what you think is a good question and we're going to talk about it, hold it until we are talking about it.
Yeah.
Please.
And we'll try to inform you that it's coming later. So keep it queued up. Keep it in the chamber.
I do like to throw the teasers out there. But anyway, let's wrap up this episode 1, season 7 of the Boundary Corner podcast. Brought to you by the Moments on the Maury in Lexington. I'm Curtis Wilson.
I'm Brian Siegler.
Jonathan Talley.
We are part of the College Huddle Network. Visit boundarycornerbt.com to listen to all of our episodes. While you're there, follow us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Easy. You can listen to it live. Click it, anything you need. We are on every podcast source as well. As always, we let our buddy Jason Long play us in. He plays us out. Check him out at jasonlongmusic.com to link to all of his music on all of his platforms, including Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and his Facebook pages. Also there, check out where he is playing live down in the Roanoke area. We appreciate y'all for listening tonight. And as always, let's go.
Hokies.